Two fishermen sitting on the same riverbank in rural Mississippi. Same rods, same hooks, same spot, same morning light on the water. One of them filled his bucket before the sun was halfway up the sky. The other man sat there for 8 straight hours and caught 2 fish. The difference between them was a dark paste that cost $0. A paste made from 3 ingredients that every kitchen in America has. One man knew the recipe because his grandfather taught him in 1935. The other man trusted Bass Pro Shops and spent $40 on bait. The final count that morning was 26 fish against 2. Same river, same weather, same conditions, same amount of time spent. The only difference was a recipe that the fishing industry buried on purpose because it works better than anything they have ever put on a shelf. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to make it step by step. But first, there's something you need to understand about this recipe. It was not invented in a laboratory by a company trying to sell you something. It was invented by a man named Elmer Hicks during the Great Depression on the banks of the Yazoo River in the Mississippi Delta in 1935. Welcome to American Fishing, where we bring back the knowledge that the tackle industry has been hiding from you for decades on purpose. If you are new here, subscribe and hit the bell right now, so you never miss a single secret that we reveal on this channel. Elmer Hicks was a sharecropper who lost almost everything in the Depression. His family had no money for food, and certainly no money for fishing bait. The river was the only thing standing between his children and starvation. But without bait, you cannot catch fish, and without fish, his family starves. An old black fisherman named Clyde, who worked the same stretch of river, walked over one morning and handed Elmer a rusty tin can with no label. Inside was a dark brown paste that smelled like burnt cornbread and grease. Clyde told him to roll it into balls the size of a marble and put it on a hook. That afternoon, Elmer pulled 17-channel catfish out of the Yazoo River. His wife canned the fish that night, and his children ate for the first time in days. Elmer used that recipe every single day for the rest of his life on the water. He fed his family through the worst economic disaster in American history using 3 ingredients that he never once had to buy at any store. Coffee grounds that his wife reused 3 times until the flavor was gone. Lard from the same tin they used to fry everything the family ate that week. And yellow cornmeal that every household in the South kept in the pantry. That recipe is just one of dozens of techniques that old-timers like Clyde knew. I put together everything the industry does not want you to know in the Angler's Vault, the complete forbidden fishing manual. Homemade baits that cost pennies and outperform anything on store shelves. Natural attractants that make fish come straight to your line every time. Techniques from old-time fishermen that nobody teaches anymore today. How to read water so you always know exactly where the fish are hiding. And the secret of moon phases that old fishermen took to their graves. Everything in one place with no fluff and straight to the point. It is in the first link in the description, so just click and access it now. But stay right here because this video is just getting started with the good stuff. Now let me teach you the exact recipe that Elmer learned from Clyde. First, you need 3 tablespoons of used coffee grounds packed tight. Fresh from this morning is best, but yesterday still works just fine. Do not use grounds older than 2 days because the caffeine breaks down. The caffeine is the secret weapon, and I will explain the science shortly. Second, you need 2 tablespoons of lard at room temperature. If you cannot find lard, then bacon drippings work as a perfect substitute. Your grandmother kept bacon grease in a jar by the stove for a reason. She knew that animal fat was the most powerful fish attractant that exists. Third, you need 3 tablespoons of fine yellow cornmeal. The same stuff your family makes cornbread with every Sunday after church. Cornmeal does 3 things at the same time inside this recipe. It gives the mixture body so it holds together firmly on the hook. It adds a natural grain scent that every freshwater fish already loves. And it creates tiny particles that break off in the water, forming a trail. That trail is a chum line that pulls fish from downstream straight to you. Now mix the coffee grounds and lard together first using your bare hands. Work it into a smooth, dark paste until the texture is uniform throughout. Then add the cornmeal slowly a little bit at a time while you keep kneading. You want it firm enough to survive a cast, but soft enough to dissolve slowly. When you can roll a ball that holds its shape without cracking, you are ready. For bluegill and crappie, make the balls the size of a small pea on the hook. For catfish and largemouth bass, make them the size of a walnut or bigger. Push the hook through the center of the ball and pinch the edges tight. The whole process takes less than 5 minutes and costs absolutely nothing. 3 ingredients that were headed for the garbage can in your kitchen, now turned into the most effective fish bait you have ever used in your life. This recipe kept families alive during the darkest years in American history. And the reason you never heard about it is because it threatens an industry that makes billions of dollars every single year selling you synthetic bait that does not work half as well as what Elmer Hicks made in a tin can. Now let me explain the science behind why this recipe works so devastatingly well. Fish have an olfactory system that is thousands of times more sensitive than yours. They can detect 1 single scent molecule dissolved in billions of water molecules. That is like smelling a cup of coffee being brewed on the other side of your town, When that ball of bait hits the water, three things happen at the exact same time. The lard begins to melt and creates an oily film that spreads across the surface. Fish below can see that oil slick, and their brain immediately registers edible matter. The fatty acids in lard are the exact same compounds released by decaying prey. Worms and crawdads and minnows all release fatty acids when they die or get injured. To a catfish or a bass, that oil slick is a neon sign screaming food is right here. At the same time, the caffeine from the coffee grounds starts leaching into the water. Caffeine enters the fish through its gill membranes and hits the nervous system directly. It accelerates heart rate and increases respiration in every fish that passes through. The fish becomes agitated and restless and desperately hungry all at once. It does not choose to eat because its own body is demanding food right now. This is not a subtle effect. It is an overwhelming biological response in the fish. A study from the University of Florida found that chemical stimulants in water can increase feeding behavior in largemouth bass by over 200%. The caffeine creates the hunger, and the lard provides the target for that hunger. No synthetic bait on any shelf at any price can replicate this combination. And then the cornmeal does the third thing that ties the whole system together. As the bait slowly dissolves, it releases tiny particles that drift with the current. Those particles create a visible trail in the water that fish follow upstream. Every particle carries both caffeine and fatty acid molecules attached to it. It is like laying down a highway of food signals leading straight to your hook. The fish follows that trail like a bloodhound follows a scent through the woods. By the time it reaches your bait, it is already in full feeding mode, ready to strike. Three ingredients working together, creating a biological trap that fish cannot resist. That is why Elmer pulled 17 catfish from the Yazoo in a single afternoon. That is why Walter in Mississippi fed his 7 children for 3 years straight. That is why every old-timer who knew this recipe never came home with an empty bucket. Now, the timing of when you use this recipe makes a massive difference in results. The old-timers all agreed on one thing about when it works absolute best. Dawn and dusk are your windows of maximum effectiveness every single time. The first 90 minutes after sunrise and the last 90 before sunset, that is when fish are shallow and actively feeding close to structure and banks. The caffeine effect is strongest in cooler water below 65 degrees, so spring and fall are the prime seasons when this recipe reaches peak performance. In summer, fish early before the water heats up above 75 degrees. And here's the moon phase secret that Clyde passed down to Elmer that night. The 3 days around the new moon produce the best fishing with this bait. Darkness makes the fish bolder and caffeine makes them reckless at the same time. Put those two elements together and you have an unstoppable combination out there. Now, here are advanced variations I learned from old-timers across the South. For catfish, add a teaspoon of garlic powder to the mix before rolling. Garlic releases allicin, which catfish detect from dozens of yards away. Channel cats hit this version so hard it nearly rips the rod from your hands. For crappie, around brush piles make the balls tiny like a split pea. For largemouth bass, add a pinch of red paprika to create a visual signal. Bass are sight predators, and that red flash triggers their attack instinct. In muddy water after rain, double the lard for more scent in the water. In clear water, reduce the lard, so the bait dissolves slower and lasts longer. The most common mistake is using too much coffee in the mixture. If the water turns dark brown, you use too much and fish will spook. 1 part, coffee to 3 parts total, is the sweet spot every time. Adjust based on what your local fish respond to on your water. Now I want you to really think about what you have just learned here with me today. The most effective bait recipe in American fishing history was invented by people who had absolutely nothing during the worst economic disaster this nation ever faced. Not by a corporation, not by a laboratory, not by a television fishing host, by hungry families who were smart enough to use what they already had at home. Elmer Hicks did not need a Bass Pro Shops credit card to feed his children. He needed Clyde's recipe and a river and the knowledge that his grandpa passed down. That is the lesson that the $22 billion tackle industry does not want you to learn. Because once you realize the best bait costs $0, their business dies. They need you to believe that catching fish requires spending money every single trip. But the truth is, catching fish requires knowing, and the people who knew most spent least. And remember, if you want access to dozens of techniques like this one that the industry has been hiding from regular anglers, the Angler's Vault has everything in one place. Homemade baits, natural attractants, water reading, moon phases, and so much more. It is in the first link in the description. Just click and transform your fishing forever. Think about your next trip to the lake this coming weekend. Everyone else burning $40 on synthetic bait that fades in 5 casts. You show up with a paste that cost nothing made from kitchen scraps. In 20 minutes, fish are hitting your line while the next guy gets nothing. Your grandfather knew this, his grandfather knew this, and now you know it too. The industry spent 70 years trying to make you forget what your family already knew. Coffee grounds, lard, cornmeal, and your 2 hands is all it ever took. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button and share it with a fishing buddy. Subscribe to American Fishing and hit the bell so you never miss the next secret. Drop a comment telling me what your grandfather used to catch fish back in the day. Every story matters because that is how we keep this knowledge alive for the next one. The tackle shops want you dependent, but the river wants you free out there. Stop buying what they sell and start making what actually works in the water. American Fishing, where real anglers learn what the industry tried to bury forever.